So you know when you wake up on a Sunday morning and you realise you've done something and you probably shouldn't tell your missus?
We bought a race car. That's it. End of video. We're done. We can all go home. No, it isn't. There's a lot of work to do with this one. So let's see what we bought. So we've bought a Mark II 16 valve track car. It's got a cage, it's got some seats, and not much else. So let's have a look and see what we've actually bought. So as you'd expect, we've not just gone out and bought a running and driving race car. We picked up a very, very cheap track car that needs some TLC, and it seemed only right to bring it back to life. Inside we've got a pair of bucket seats, we've got a pair of harnesses, and we've got a puddle.
Now, one unexpected thing that came with this car is these. So we've got them under the engine bay. You've got a pair of nozzles just in case it all goes horribly wrong while you're out on track. These are connected to a system that go into the cabin of the car, and if you look, you've actually got a pair of nozzles inside the car as well. So one at the passenger side, one at the driver's side, conveniently looking like they're going to shoot you square in the nuts. But look, if the car's on fire, I'd want to make sure my nuts aren't going up in flames too. So look, it's probably a good thing. Now in the back, we've got the extinguisher bottle. This is obviously out of date, so it's going to need servicing. So we'll put it on the list, and it's just another thing to get done before this goes back on the track. So the front discs are standard, bit crusty, we'll change those, put some new pads in too. We've got braided lines, which is nice, but the suspension is standard with a set of lowered springs, so they're coming out. A little bit crusty in here, so we'll underseal it and it'll look nice again. Same story at the back, braided lines. We have got some uprated rear discs, which is nice, but again, we'll get some new pads in there. We've got a little bit of rust here, so we'll sort that out and it'll all be good as gold. Now let's look at this engine. We bought this as a running project, so it idles badly. It sounds like it's running on 2 or 3, and as soon as you touch the throttle it cuts out. So we need to have a look and see what that problem is, because at the moment it's a very expensive piece of lawn art. So the great news is it runs. So it was running on 2.
We've checked the timing, it was well out. The bolts were loose, so it looks like someone's had a go, but didn't quite get it right. Also, leads number 1 and 4 were rusty and horrible, and the plugs were quite black as well. So we're going to change the leads, we're going to change the plugs, we're going to change the dizzy cap, and we're also going to just give it a proper going over. So we need to decide what we're going to do with this car. So there's 2 options as far as I can see. So the first option would be production GTI. So it's a series for Mark II Golf. So you've got 8 valve and 16 valve classes. So this would fit into the 16 valve class quite nicely. The other option is Castle Combe, which is about 20 miles down the road from me. Do a hot hatch series. Now, that would mean, to be competitive, I'd want to change the engine in this. So I would take the 1.8 16 valve out and I'd replace it with a 1.6 16 valve out of a Polo GTI. So that way I could drop down the engine size and be competitive in that class. So I think we need to have a look and see what we need to do. But I think the first thing I need to do is make sure this thing is running and driving okay. So it's going to need a full service, it's going to need everything checked over, and then we'll put it in for an MOT. And once it's safe and legal for the road, I think the next thing is we'll take it to Castle Combe and we'll let the scrutineers have a look at the car, and they'll see whether or not this will ever be more than just a track day superstar, or whether we can build a full-on race car. So I think you'll agree we've got our work cut out on this one, but it should be a lot of fun, and when we get it done, the end result will be more than worth it. We'll have a 16 valve Mark II Golf race car. I mean, that just sounds good saying it. Just the thought of that alone is making me smile. So guys, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next installment of our budget race car. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.